Hello everyone, my name is Amita Sharma and I'm honored to serve as a corporate trainer here at Cerium. With a passion for learning and development, I bring to the table a wealth of experience in empowering individuals and teams to achieve their full potential. Today, I'll be explaining you how to restrict and sort the data in SQL, and we will be seeing the various clauses and the statements that are used for restricting and for sorting. Upon completing this lesson, you will acquire the skills to limit and organize data retrieved from a database through SQL. So, we will be learning how to restrict the rows fetched by a query. So here with SQL, we can apply conditions to the queries using the where clause to limit the rows fetched based on specific criteria. This allows you to focus on retrieving only the data that meets certain conditions. In the second part, we are going to see the another capability in SQL, that is the ability to arrange the retrieved data in a specified order using the order by clause. This enables you to present the data in a meaningful and organized manner, such as sorting it by ascending or descending order based on one or more columns. Let's see the agenda of this video. We are going to learn how to limit the rows, restrict the rows by using the where clause. So here the where clause is the fundamental clause for filtering rows based on specific conditions. It allows you to selectively retrieve data that meets specific criteria. SQL provides various comparison operators such as equal to, less than equal to, between, in, like, and null conditions to compare values and filter rows accordingly. These operators enable you to express different types of conditions for precise data retrieval. Then we are going to study how to implement the logical conditions. Logical conditions include and, or, and not operators, which allow you to combine multiple conditions to create complex filtering criteria. This flexibility enables you to construct sophisticated queries to meet diverse requirements. Understanding the rules of precedence of operators in an expression is crucial for accurately evaluating the complex conditions. Following the rules of precedence ensures that conditions are evaluated correctly and yields the expected results. We'll also see the use of the order by clause, which is used to sort the result set based on one or more columns in ascending or descending order. Sorting the rows enhances the readability and the usability of the query results. SQL provides row limiting clauses like limit or fetch first to restrict the number of rows returned by a query. So these clauses that we are going to study in this video are useful for limiting the result set size, especially when dealing with the large data sets. Then we will be also discussing about the substitution variables which are used in Oracle, which allows you to prompt users for input values dynamically during query execution. This feature facilitates parameterized queries and enhances query reusability and flexibility. And at the end, we'll see how the SQL supports variables which enable you to store and manipulate values within a session. Assigning values to variables enhance query flexibility and enables dynamic computations of conditions. Now let's learn how to query data from the tables, how to query data imposing restrictions from the tables, and how to sort the data after it is being retrieved. So here, let's consider this example. Here, this SQL query retrieves specific columns like employee ID, last name, job ID, and department ID from the employees table. Here, this select keyword is used to indicate that we are retrieving data from the database. Employee ID, last name, job ID, department ID, these are the columns we want to retrieve data from. And here, the from employees, this specifies the table from which we are retrieving the data. In this case, it's the employees table. So this query will return the employee ID, last name, job ID, department ID for all the records in the employees table. If suppose we want to impose some restriction on the records, so for that we need to use the where clause. This is the syntax for restricting, for limiting the rows that are being selected. So here, as you can see, we have this optional clause where logical expressions, where is used to impose restriction on the rows that are selected. If we see the example for this, here this SQL query retrieves the employee ID, last name, job ID and department ID columns from the employees table specifically for the employees who belong to department with department ID equal to 90. Now let's see how these queries will work in the SQL developer environment. So this is the simple query that we have written here, and if we execute this query, we'll see the query will return all the columns that we have taken here in the query for all the records in the employees table. So here you will get the result set for all the records that we have in this employees table. Okay, so here you can see these are all the records for all the department IDs, for all the job IDs, for all the employees in the table. But if we want to impose some restriction here on the result set, let's assume that we want to retrieve the information only for the employees who are working in department number 90. Okay, so this is how we impose the restriction with the help of the where clause. So here this SQL query that we have provided here, it will retrieve the employee ID, the last name, the job ID and the department ID columns from the employees table specifically for the employees who belong to the department with department number 90. Okay, so when we run this query, we'll see here that the database will return a result set containing all these information for the employees who belong to the department with an ID of 90. In SQL, comparison operators are used with the where clause to filter rows based on the specified conditions. Here are the commonly used comparison operators. We have is equal to, which is used to retrieve rows where the value of the column is equal to the specified value. We have greater than operator, which is used to retrieve the rows where the value of the column is greater than the specified value. We have greater than equal to operator, which is used to retrieve rows where the value of the column is greater than or equal to the specified value. Similarly, we have other relational operators less than, equal to, not equal to operator. Here, not equal to operator, it is going to retrieve the rows where the value of the column is not equal to the specified value. Apart from these relational operators, we have several other operators like between operator, which is going to retrieve rows where the value of the column is within a specified range, where the upper and the lower range would be inclusive. Then we have the in operator, which is going to retrieve rows where the value of the column matches any value in a list of specified values. We have the operator like, which is used for matching the pattern. It is going to retrieve the rows where the value of the column matches a specified pattern. Here it supports two wildcard characters, percentage for 0 or more characters, and underscore for a single character. Then we have the is null operator, which is going to retrieve rows where the value of the column is null. We have the extended version of this operator, that is not null, which is going to retrieve the rows where the value of the column is not null. Now, these comparison operators can be used individually or can be combined using logical operators such as AND, OR, and NOT to create complex conditions for filtering the data in the SQL queries. Now let's see a few examples based on the comparison operator. Here in this first example, the select statement retrieves the last name and salary from the employees table for any employee whose salary is less than or equal to 3,000. So here the value explicitly is being provided to the where clause. Now this explicit value of 3,000 is compared to the salary value in the salary column of the employees table. Now here when we execute this query, you are going to see that the result set that you're going to get will have the last name and the salary for all those employees whose salary is less than as well as equal to 3,000. So let's just see. Okay, so this is the result set. Now here you can see all the salaries of the employees are less than 3,000 as well as equal to 3,000. Okay, so this is how we use the relational operator as a comparison operator along with the where clause. Okay, now let us just clear the query result here and let's move on to the second example. Now here in the second example, the select statement is retrieving all the rows where the last name is able. Because the asterisk is used in the select statement, so here when we execute this query, all the fields from the employees table appear here in the results set. So you can see here the last name is able, and here all the fields that we have in the employees table will be displayed here in the results. Okay, so again here we have used the relational operator is equal to as the comparison operator along with the where clause. So let us clear this and let's move on to the next example where we are going to use the operator between. As we all know that the between operator is used to display the rows based on a range of values. So here the range that we specify, in this case the ranges are 2500 and 3500. So here the range that you specify will contain a lower limit as well as an upper limit. So here the select statement will return rows from the employees table whose salary is in between 2500 and 3500. One thing you have to keep in your mind that the values, that is the upper limit and the lower limit, both the values that are specified with the between operator are inclusive, and always the lower limit will come first when you are using the between operator. So here when you execute this query, you will see that all the salaries in between 2500 and 3500 along with 2500 and 3500, if you have 3500 under the salary column, it will be displayed here in the result set. Okay, you can also use the between operator on character values. Suppose we want to select only the last names from the employees table where the last name is in between King and let's take Wallen. So here, since we have used the character values, so it will be within the single quotes. So when we execute this, we'll see we have all the last names in between King and Wallen. Okay, so all the last names in between the letter K and letter W will be displayed here. So this is how we use the between operator along with the character values. Okay, now moving on to the next operator, that is the in operator. So here you can use the in operator to test for values among a specified set of values. So here the condition defined using the in operator is also known as membership condition. The example here displays employee IDs, last names, salaries, and managers' employee IDs for all the employees whose manager's employee ID is 100 or 101 or 201. Okay. Now here it's not mandatory to have these values in a sequential order. You can have these set of values in any random order. So here if we execute this query, we are going to see that it is going to return the result set only for the manager whose employee ID is either 100 or 101 or 201. And apart from these values, you will not see any other manager ID here. So here this in operator can be used with any data type. Okay, if you want to have the character value, you can have the character value, but only the condition will be that the character value will be used within the single quotation marks. That is, whether it's the character or the dates that you're using in the list, they must be enclosed within the single quotes. So the in operator works with the numeric value, it works with the date values, it works with the character values. Okay. Now let's move on to the next operator, the like operator. You may not always know the exact value to search for. You can select rows that match a character pattern by using the like operator. The character pattern matching operation is known as a wildcard search. And here two wildcard characters are being used. One of the operators is the percentage symbol, and the second operator here is the underscore. So we'll see how the percentage and how the underscore wildcard characters work. Now here, if we execute this query, we'll see here that the select statement returns the first name from the employees table for any employee whose first name begins with the letter S. Okay, and here, as you can see, we had taken S as the uppercase character. So the names beginning with a lowercase s are not returned. So this is case sensitive. As you can see here, we have got the result set. All the names starting with capital S. We can combine the two wildcard characters, percentage and underscore, with literal characters for pattern matching. So the percentage and underscore symbols can be used in any combination with the literal character. Here in this example, it displays the name, the last names of all the employees whose last name have the letter O as the second character. Okay, so when we execute this, we get the result set where we have all the names with the letter O at the second place. So here, what the underscore is doing, the underscore symbol, it is representing any single character. It can be any character. As you can see here in the result set, we have K followed by O, L followed by O, P followed by O. So this underscore means any character followed by O, which is followed by any sequence of 0 or more characters. Okay, so this is how we use the wildcard characters. Let's move on to the next operator, that is null. So here we can use null operator to test for null values in the column. And there are two types of null conditions. One is null, which tests for the null values, and we have is not null, which tests for values that are not null. Okay. When we talk about a null value means that the value which is unavailable, which is unassigned, which is unknown, which is inapplicable. Therefore, you cannot test with is equal to sign because a null cannot be equal to or unequal to any value. So here in this query, it is retrieving the last name and the manager ID of all the employees who do not have a manager. Okay, so when we execute this query, we see here that we get all the information about the employees who don't have or who are not been assigned any manager. So here in our result set, we just have one employee who is without the manager. Even we can use logical not operator in the query, which is going to negate the condition. Here in this example, as you can see, this query will display the last name and the job ID of all the employees whose job ID is not stock clerk and sales representative. Okay. So here when we execute this query, you will see that we have all the last name and the job ID for the job IDs apart from stock clerk and sales representative. So nowhere we'll find here the stock clerk and the sales representative. Okay. So this is how we use the logical operators with the where clause. Now here we can also use the or operator. Or requires either of the component conditions to be true. In this example, either component condition can be true for any record to be selected. Therefore, any employee who has a job ID that contains the string man or earns 10,000 or both will be selected. Okay, so here when we execute this query, we'll see that we have the result set with all the salaries 10,000 or the job profile man, as well as we have the results where it satisfies both the conditions. Okay, so this is how the or operator is used. Now coming to the rules of precedence. The rules of precedence determine the order in which expressions are evaluated and calculated. So the table here shows the default order of the precedence starting from the arithmetic operators till the logical operators. You can override this default order by using the parentheses around the expressions that you want to calculate first. Now let's see examples here showing the rules of precedence. So here in this example, we'll see how the precedence of AND operator works. In this query, there are two conditions. The first condition is that the department ID is 80 and the salary is greater than 10,000. The second condition along with the where clause is that the department ID is 60. So here when we execute this query will select the row for an employee ID. Let me just maximize this. So here when we execute this query, it will display the records for an employee's department ID 80 and earns more than 10,000, or if the employee's department ID is 60. So if we try to comprehend this select statement, it will be something like this, that it is going to select the row if an employee's department ID is 80 and salary is more than 10,000, or if the department ID is 60. Now here we have the precedence of AND operator, which is the first one to be evaluated here. Now, if we want to override this precedence of OR operator using the parentheses, then in that case, we can use the parentheses here around the expression to override this default precedence of the AND operator. Now here, what will happen? Here, the first condition will be that the department is either 60 or 80. And the second condition would be that salary is greater than 10,000. Okay. Now, here, what this query will depict? This query will be read as to select the row if an employee's department ID is 80 or 60, and if the employees earn more than 10,000. So let us execute this and see how we are going to get the result here. So here you can see we have the department ID either 80 or 60. But here the second condition says the salary should be greater than 10,000. So here it's not showing department ID 60 because the second condition is not satisfying here for department ID 60. Only it is satisfying for your department number 80, where you have the salaries more than 10,000. Okay. So this is how the rules of precedence works. We have the default order of precedence, where we have the precedence starting from the arithmetic operator till the logical operators, and under the logical operators it is first the unary NOT operator, then the AND operator, and then finally it is the OR logical operator. If you want to modify the default order of precedence, then in that case you need to use the parentheses to override the rules of the precedence, the way we have done here in the example.